a lot with your master that'll come back.
Gotcha.
Gotta say, feeling
And now I have
good
my...
about 6 white sides.
Yeah, I mean, if that's foreshadowing for the luck that you guys are gonna have today, it's gonna be interesting.
Alrighty, we're good to go. At least I'm pretty sure we are.
Yep, I believe last time we left off, you were going to start the meeting, or you were gonna go talk to your master, Talon.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I think I was gonna meet my master. In front of like one of the places where Bard would have been training young Talon or something, like maybe at a cafe or something nearby. Um, to kind of make it easier to explain the situation.
Are we all coming, or is it?
Do you want to come?
I don't have a personal opinion. If you wish for us to join, that's completely
It's up to
fine.
you, really.
Yeah.
I have my meetings I have to attend at some point as well, but other than that.
Huh. I mean, it doesn't matter much to me if you guys come. It might make it easier for me to explain the time travel bullshit because I don't have very high negotiation stuff. um, yeah, sure, come along, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Traveling you with you for now, so might as well keep that going.
Oh, which one of us is holding the rope, Sandbot?
He got out of them at some point.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yep.
Alright.
Oh yeah, you had Kuna tied up.
Yeah,
Oh, no, I had a leash on him.
Sorry,
humiliating
Talon.
at every turn.
Paying attention to the time, you head back up to one of the upper levels, the second level on Coruscant, to where you agreed to meet your old master. You head to the bar where they said they would meet you. Walking in, it's quite busy as you remember. It still looks the same. It's a pleasantly familiar sight, although you've had meetings where things have gone well, some things have gone bad. It's just nice to be somewhere finally familiar. In the corner, you see their face, and you can do whatever.
Okay, I got a question.
Yeah.
So, on the closest table to the doorway is can I roll like a perception or something to see if there's a bloodstain there where Bard slammed a dude into a beer glass?
Sure.
Cool. Or I want to know if that's happened. Which one?
Easy. Just
Okay.
purple. You can do a perception if you want.
I fail. I have 2 advantage though.
You do not see blood splatter from that fight. However, you do see a dent in the wall from where you
Interesting.
saw Bard punch a wall.
Huh. That's pretty rad. I guess I'll walk on up. I don't. I feel like I mentioned this to you before, Alex, but if you want a brief rundown of my master, it was a relatively short Twi'lek who is an absolute master at enhanced magic. So she could go from being extremely tiny to a gorilla. Just, I don't know if that matters at all.
I did
But
not remember the tiny to gorilla.
I had that I had that written down somewhere.
I just remember her being tough. That's all I remember.
Yeah. Maybe I had that written when I tried to make like a character for her if you ever needed it. But that's the general idea. So yeah, I guess I'll go over and talk to her. With the party, I guess. Let's see. Hey Carlea, Master. How you doing?
You know how I'm doing.
Uh, uh,
Skip the pleasantries. What are you here for?
well, there's a couple things. So my original reason of bringing her to this place was to see if I could have young Talon training, like, outside or something and have that visible. Did I manage to do that, or is it just a random time that I'm here?
Sure, yeah, young Talon's training outside.
Alright, cool. I'll kind of point outside of the window, and just kind of be like, that's the reason for the meeting.
She jumps up quickly, growing in size, and draws her lightsaber and rushes you into a wall, now pinning you against the wall with the lightsaber at your throat.
Master, this isn't very kind of you.
You got to explain quick.
I'm just watching.
I look over at Stanbot and I just kind of do a shrug and I like.
The Stanbots are just watching.
Scene a few times.
You know.
Yeah, Talon, despite your
we're impressed
incredible...
at seeing Talon getting bullied
yeah,
around
exactly.
so much.
I told you she turns into a gorilla.
Despite your large size and your impressive...
She picks me up with one hand and throws me across the room.
She still stands above you and pushes you into the wall, and you can hear the wall behind you like start to give a little bit from whatever material it's made from.
Yeah, you know.
She's putting a lot of weight in.
You know, Carlea. Sorry, Master. Yeah, I feel like you have to at least know it's me, at least to some extent. So I was kind of hoping you'd take this a lot more calmly, especially considering we're in a public place.
I'm gonna go and.
And who would challenge me?
Talon at some point.
Well,
Yeah,
presumably the council would get on you for destroying another bar.
That's fine. I'll pay for damages, but you have some serious explaining. You seem like Talon, but then how do you explain that? And she points to the younger Talon outside training.
Well, I'd like you to consider the following. If I was trying to, pretend to be Talon, why would I have you meet me in a place where Talon is training outside and then point him out to you? That seems like a kind of... I figured this would be the simplest way to put it. Could we sit back down so everyone's not staring at us?
I'm just gonna stare at him and go.
Begrudgingly, she says fine. Begrudgingly she says fine. She seems a little disappointed that the encounter was not escalated, but she sits back down.
Alright, so...
And gestures for you to follow.
As I sit back down, I'll kind of wave at Kuna and Stanbot.
You thought the best way to explain whatever it is you're going to explain is to just spring that on a person.
Yeah.
He's not the most intelligent in the world.
Master, have I ever seemed like I have the highest intellect stat in the world? I mean, I know I took a 50 cal to the head not that long ago, but I still...
You were always a few death sticks out of the pack. You always had a few death sticks missing.
What? The fuck? I have no clue what that means, but alright.
It's like not the sharpest tool in the shed, or like...
Was that something they said in The Mandalorian?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was just taking a phrase, not playing with the full deck, and adding to it.
Oh, okay.
To make it Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, so this is kind of a long story. But I guess the too long didn't read of it is I got hired by the council to search for Sith, see if they had reappeared in the galaxy. Me and some other people, these two were involved in that, did some searching around. We found some information. We ran into this red dude with a spiky head, and he sent us into the past of the old Republic, and then while we were there, some things happened. We were fighting some weird guy named Vitiate. I somehow became Mandalore the Great. We then ended up back in this time after Vitiate got yeeted through a wall, and now we're trying to stop the person who threw him through a wall from creating some kind of unkillable army. So I am Talon from 2 years in the future with like 2 more years in the old Republic past here now.
With a blank stare and eyes glazed over. Says, okay, I either had way too much to drink, or this just what you just said doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make it. You think I understand it? You think I thought time travel was real before all this bullshit?
Hey, Stanva, pass the popcorn.
So, you're from the future,
Here we go.
the past, the present, but your present is now still the past compared to where you were.
Yes.
So where's the army?
Not here yet. That's why we're here now, to stop it from happening in... I turned to stand about 2 years? Is it 2 years?
Yeah, maybe 2.5.
Yeah.
I don't know
But did
how
you
long
see the
episode 1
army?
took.
But did you see the army show up when you were in that time?
Yeah, but it can kind of travel through time.
But so then, how would that mean it's not here now?
Because they need... Stanvot understands the labyrinth bullshit better than me.
We took a
You do it.
different path.
You need like these things called tethers or whatnot, and that tether is going to be collected by points to young Talon and points to Stanvot, young him, and some other people thinking we're going to stop this evil plan that the Sith have or someone working for the Sith has, only to realize that we were kind of being fucking tools to open up this pathway. So we have to stop them from assembling this tether. I don't really understand it myself. Stanvot, you want to explain it? I don't fucking understand it.
Should I roleplay through this? Or?
I'm role playing as Talon right now. I kind of understand it as
says
person,
yes.
so yeah.
Well, okay.
What I love is I think your characters know just about as much as you do in real life.
Yeah. So, considering whether or not this is a council secret, I should be sharing with everyone.
The council can't determine what we can and can't say.
Considering which cigar to smoke.
There's this extra-dimensional space called a labyrinth. It exists somewhere between reality and not reality. You can go in, sometimes you can go out, sometimes things happen in it are real, sometimes they're not. Sometimes you get trapped, sometimes you get out fine. There's probably about 200 or 300 versions of you sitting around in there somewhere. Let's see, what else is there? The easiest way to move around the labyrinth, though, and how we were able to come back here, is through the use of a tether. A tether is an important object, pulling out my lightsaber, such as this.
Oh,
And it is easy to go back to them when you know what they are.
So this army, if I understand what you're saying, would be at a place that they showed up.
The army that is coming is using a tether that, in our time, we had assembled, unknowingly of what the heck it would do. Pulling out Revan's lightsaber. This, in fact. But it won't activate yet. There was another condition to move something so large. I don't know what it was, though.
also, this is a different version of the lightsaber. Alternate future timeline bullshit.
No, this is... We're in our time, I thought.
Well, we're in the past.
We're in the past.
Yeah.
Which means the pieces should still be scattered about.
An easy way to think about the way I run the time is think of a horseshoe shape.
Yeah.
You can go back and still be on the horseshoe. And you can go back in time, however, you end up on the other side. Like you end up going, so you're running parallel.
Mm-hmm.
So everything will still be the same because it's connected, but slight alterations might happen, and you're running a different path now.
Yeah.
Am I?
So just like the labyrinth, it's the same but not.
Same but not. Also, I just realized why bringing the. Yeah. Okay. We'll have to figure that out at some point. The other condition for how the army showed up.
Yeah, it's
Just a quick thing.
Because
Basically,
clearly, if it was just the tether, then they'd be here right now. Sorry.
indeed. Got it.
no, think through it. It's not a simple thing.
Uh-oh. Whoops.
We'll work on that later. That's not what we need to do right now.
I've
So you're saying you don't know when this army will show up. At least you have theories.
We know relatively when.
During this,
Is
I'm
the
gonna
council
strike
is the
out
council
gambling.
aware of this?
Yes.
What's their plan about it?
We don't know yet.
uh
That's where I think you cut out.
We don't know yet.
All right.
Carlia,
Well, I'm going to go walk off this alcohol.
there's one more thing.
She gets up and goes to walk, but as you say that, she turns around like, "Yes. What do you need?"
Well, I kind of take a deep breath cuz Talon feels off about doing this cuz he doesn't want to change what he would become too much, but I can't tell you the exact day, but shortly, not long after Talon finishes his training, you go to resupply on Vandor, and something happens, and a lot of your children die. I can't tell you when, I can't tell you where it came from. I don't have that much memory, but that's the best I can say of a warning. That event, I can't say for sure because you never really made it. You never really showed any weakness to us, but it scarred Talon, and I'm pretty sure you rather severely.
Well, I'd say I would try to avoid it,
The
but
best. It's
in
hard.
trying to avoid it, that could be what have caused it in the first place. Because if we've had this conversation another time,
Yes.
perhaps that it unfolded because I did something about it.
Yes,
It did
I.
not.
What?
In our timeline, we could not have possibly been in this time, or else my
Yes,
master
I
wouldn't
have.
have died.
Yes, I have. I've been in this time before. What are you
Not
talking
that.
about?
Us as we are now.
I
We have
smack
not.
Kuna.
What?
In
He brought
in
up a
this
point,
time.
and I told him he's wrong.
Whatever.
Jesus Christ.
But
I will
I'm not.
I will take the warning, stranger and Talon. But life must go on.
I do
Let
have
me
one
know if
more.
you get any updates on this.
I do have one other request. I feel it would be dangerous to openly communicate with you, considering I mean there's not that many barbells who are Jedi. I feel like I may be short a couple, you know, bread in a baskets, but I feel like young me could probably piece together some weird shit was going on. Uh, but if young Talon, when he finishes his training, has another barbell with him, don't turn her away.
All right.
I appreciate it, Carlea. I guess I stand up and Guess let's go elsewhere, guys.
During this whole thing, I found patrons to gamble with, so
Oh.
I'm gonna be finishing that up, and then I'll take off.
All right, you walk off with pockets a little bit heavier.
Sweet.
Okay, but how much heavier?
Flavor heavier.
Flavor
Aww.
heavier.
He just traded out one currency for another.
Pretty much. Hey, I gotta keep sharp, you know?
Well, we should have some time to burn before Talon finishes his training.
Are you sure you don't want to do more?
Well, there is that, like I mentioned, the other barbell. I have to try and convince her, but I feel like we probably have a while until that. Until the what's the word? Climaxing event of that occurs. So,
Both Standbots facepalm in unison.
what?
I don't think he gets. No, he totally gets what that.
Wait, no, hold on, what? I meant like the.
Did you not get the pun?
No, I got the pun, but like that wasn't the intent. I just meant like the
Does it matter?
is it the penultimate event or whatever?
Yeah, the ultimate climax. We get it.
Shut the
but-
fuck up. You get what I meant.
So it's early.
Huh? Oh my fucking
Yeah,
god,
really.
Alex. Alex, so help me, I will make Talon run through the streets of Coruscant wearing nothing at all.
Alright.
Hey, if that's what your character wants to go out doing, I can't stop it.
Yeah. Can't stop. Won't stop.
Alright, where to next?
Alright, Talon, you have anything else to do?
I mean, I do, but I feel like this would take place like probably. Oh, I don't know how long after this would take place. I didn't think about that.
Well, what are you trying to do?
So, the next thing that happens with Talon is that he has that barbell who he kind of meets with in secret a lot while he's on Coruscant. And at one point he reveals he's a Jedi to her. And since in barbell culture Jedi are like honored, almost like gods, she kind of viewed herself as inferior in a sense and didn't want to take away him being a Jedi just so he could stay with her. And this Talon, like my current Talon that I'm playing, wants to convince her to stay with him, so that way she can function as like a buffer in the event the younglings get misted again.
Okay.
Because when he finished his training and all that stuff and became a knight, he had no goals. The only thing he had was his anger towards the Hutts for what happened.
What planet did this happen on?
Well, he meets her on Coruscant, so where we are now. The younglings get misted on Vandor.
Nick, we had this conversation last time. He doesn't actively want to prevent that for some reason.
I know. Hey, it's out there, but first I need to talk to my every bunch of crew.
Well, the thing is, it'd be very difficult to prevent it, considering to my knowledge, they have to maintain a relatively strict patrol thing, the way the like clone ships work. So I don't imagine they could really choose to resupply on a different planet, you know?
Yeah, they could. Guna Shul ordered
We could
some.
also prevent it in other ways.
How the fuck would I do that? I don't know shit about the dude who did it. I don't know shit about the dude he meant to blow up.
Well, yeah, there's a
yeah,
lot
that's where
we have
Ghana
time.
sits. I have time.
We got time.
I have an
We can
entire
figure-
shadow.
So what I'm
Yeah,
understanding
Nick has
here,
time. Nick has a
what I'm
shadow
understanding
organization.
here is for once, and you got in the time that I've spent with you guys, you are willing to help me gut a hut.
Yeah, you know what's surprising? You've broken my arms, and yet I'm still ready to go.
I mean, you can't say you didn't exactly deserve that, though.
Hey,
Nothing
That's
says
true.
nothing
That's
says we
true.
have to kill the hut in this matter, but if that ends up happening, then well.
hey, listen. To me, huts are business competitors now, so do what you want.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, it's not that Talon doesn't want to prevent it. It just he feels weird about it. It's like very similar to like I know technically because of the labyrinth stuff, trying to avoid it may not have caused the actually resulting in it, but it is that kind of mindset. It's like we don't really know for sure what our actions will cause in the future.
Oh,
Yeah, if you wanna
Like
try to stop it, go be my guest. You definitely have time.
yeah, I
Everyone
guess.
else is good with doing it. I mean, you have the time it takes me to write an in-depth campaign, so you got time.
All right. Well.
and if we fuck up, we still have time.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, then I say let's like wait a week or so. Say Talon finishes his training up around
Alright,
then,
well,
and
while we're
that's
waiting
when
a week or
the
so,
incident between him and the other barbell occurs.
should we see if we can't get my...
Yeah. If you got anything on
Right.
Coruscant, we can do that.
Alright.
Like I'm saying, I feel like it would be a bit after.
Or I could go and be his bodyguard while you're doing your thing.
Yeah. We can do it that way too.
Well, I feel like I kind of need Kuna to be present because Talon sucks at negotiation.
I mean, we have 2 standbots, both of which are decent at negotiation.
Right,
Yeah,
we
but do I
have two
trust the
others
other
now.
standbot?
Relatively speaking, probably.
You know what? Stanford alluded to the fact that we could have been buddies once, so who knows? For every time that we backstabbed each other, there's probably been a time we were buddies. So I'm sure he's buddy somewhere.
That's a very optimistic way of thinking.
Oh, thank you.
I think that answers your question about being buddies with him.
Though I don't know how much I have control over the character and how much Alex has control over the character at this point. So
You can roleplay the character because I mean you did for a while.
yeah.
But I can kind of communicate with you from where
Yeah,
the
if you
character's
have
going.
plans
But
of
I have a
what
lot
to
of
do.
plans for this character.
Oh boy.
Again, like I wanna just like emphasize, like I hate when players feel like their characters aren't like being able to do much. Right now it is a little bit more on Talon and Spencer's characters, but don't worry, it's coming.
The storm. It's on
The
its
storm.
way.
Wow, that sounds very unpleasant.
And probably. No climax, ultimately. Or untimely.
Right.
Yeah. Alright. Since I've already made contact with 2 of the
Yes.
5.
Yeah, I believe in the interest of just like going through all this, I believe we said you just meet all of them at a big meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a great idea. Maybe we can have some nice dinner over it. I'm thinking some good ass food for once. None of this travel gum.
Good ass food.
Yeah,
The only one I know of is bacon.
Yeah, no, we need.
All right, Kuna, make a streetwise check.
Really,
I
no
know of a
one
good
appreciated
restaurant.
that joke.
Nope.
Anyone can make a streetwise to know of a good restaurant as well.
Oh, I think I don't like asking for this much,
What
but can I have advantage because I've been here a lot?
Normal. Yeah, you can
Normal.
have a boost die.
Alright,
Okay.
here's Kuna Shul's legendary sense of direction.
It's average.
Yep.
Fuck.
Kuna Shul's legendary sense of direction. Shit. Stand by.
Oh, I don't even know what my streetwise.
And streetwise, know any bomb ass eateries?
What's the
right
difficulty in that, and how can it be difficult?
Average.
We're in freaking Coruscant.
Well, just
There's a lot of yeah, there's a lot of restaurants.
Bomb-ass
Okay.
food.
Yeah,
That's
Kuna's
that
looking
one.
specifically for fine dining.
Let's see what the other standbot has. They're both the same. Can we combine the 2 heads and double my roll?
You can
They
kinda
just
say-
kind of cybernetically fuse together.
I'll roll them both separately. That probably gives a higher chance of success.
Yeah.
Wait, did I have the highest streetwise? I guess it makes sense.
What?
God, we all
That
fail.
is far
That
from
is
a
rough.
success. That
Okay.
is a rough one.
Good normal
us are eating
standbot doesn't
good.
know.
Neither of us know.
That is the other one.
Wait, does anyone have a boost they could get? Does anyone have
Wait,
a boost?
all
they could
doing
give me?
in Rayloff.
Alex,
Rayloff.
I don't want to disadvantage us here, but the only Coruscant they would know would be several thousand. You know what? No, maybe they'll find a family restaurant. Sure, what are their streetwises?
Actually, wait, yeah, a
They
restaurant
could-
that's been around for a few thousand years, that shit's gotta be good.
That
Yeah,
shit's
right?
fucking
Maybe instead of fancy, we
fantastic.
get that good old home cooking. Oh,
Not
they know
like-
the
Thank God,
best.
bro, they know.
They
Alright,
know.
you guys, the only names you guys could think of together was the Rusty Pod Racer, a hole-in-the-wall establishment that serves not the greatest food. However, as you're discussing this restaurant, Rayloff steps up, is like, I once stole from a rather nice establishment. I believe it was called the Crate Dragon's Pearl. It's
Oh,
a
I got
rather
some of this.
fine eatery. I recommend you have your meeting there.
Thanks, Rayloff.
Thanks, Rayloff.
Just talking about the restaurant, his mannerisms become more refined. And then immediately he goes back to, like, picking stuff out of his nails and just being kind of a little bit gross.
Being Rayloff. Yes.
Yeah, being Rayloff.
All right.
Well,
I guess we
let's
should
see
find out if
see the
this
place
thing is still here.
yeah, see if it still exists. So we're gonna look around for it.
You ask around a little bit, and with Rayloff's limited knowledge on its location, you find it. It is a rather nice-looking building on the first level of Coruscant. It's got, upon entering, it's a fully like wooden interior with fine seating, and their center in the room on a pedestal is a pearl from a crate dragon.
Hey, I've got some of those.
Just glistening under the light, and light bounces off it, creating nice patterns against the dark wood.
Mission Impossible theme starts hitting as Talon jumps onto the ceiling.
There's no reason for me to steal it, though. I mean, I could, but like, there's no reason for me to steal it. I already have them. I already have some.
It's just a meme. It's okay.
Gets a big bag of sand, starts weighing in his hand, quickly swapping it.
Honestly, Temple of Doom or something. Alright, this place looks actually like somewhere we could host a fairly nice meeting. Suppose I should get a hold of Doc. He's supposed to be preparing most of this. I can tell him where. Alright, so with that, I'm gonna ring Doc.
Oh, Kuna.
Doc's organs. Who's calling?
Yeah, it's me.
Wait, are we was that out loud in the middle of a restaurant?
He's on a comm link, so.
Yep. It's not a Conley. Doc, it's me. Public.
Oh, I know.
Alright, good. So we're outside of the Crate Dragon's Pearl. I'm thinking this might be our spot.
Really? You want to bring us to that place?
Well, I mean, unless you have better.
You're the boss. No, there's no finer.
Alright.
How much money are we gonna lose on this?
Hey, company.
I'm gonna walk
That was
up.
to Talon. That was to Talon.
I'm gonna kind of sigh, and I'm gonna walk on up to I guess whoever meets us at the door or whatnot, and I'm gonna ask if I can speak with the owner or something.
You talk to one of the people working there. He asks like, and why would you request the owner? Is there something matter with your food?
No. A friend of mine is looking to have a meeting with some business associates, and well, I wanted to just make sure they didn't accidentally get too rowdy or anything. So I was wondering if there was perhaps a private room they could rent.
Oh, we have private rooms for parties or business meetings.
All right.
They are rather expensive, but it does provide a much more private environment.
All right. All right. I guess I'll go get him. So he can make the reservation. I go fetch Kuna and tell him to get a private room.
All right. Well, during his thing doing that, I'll say, all right, company tab, right?
Company tab. Who are we talking to?
Doc.
I guess. I don't know. It's kind of your company. It's kind of your organization again now.
Well, I mean, fair enough. Why? Is there somewhere else you'd like to go?
Nah, I mean, I haven't had a meal like that, I think, ever.
Well, shit. Sign me up for the first then, huh?
I hope they have some fatty liver. You can almost hear the sound of saliva like dripping out of his mouth.
Are you sure this is a good idea, Kuna? After he
Yeah.
hangs up.
Yeah, I'm sure they can arrange something for your more delicate taste. Yeah, so I'll handle reservations here. I'll call you up with when I have more information.
Sounds good. I'll notify the others.
All right.
Kuna, do you have any idea? Like, I mean, that kid looked fairly normal, but do you have any idea what Doc looks like now? Because it was to our understanding that he was like a cybernetic mess.
He's probably on a lifeline right now. I have no idea.
Kuna, did you think this through very well?
Yeah,
We're gonna
I
have the
did.
police here before we even get served.
You could if you rent out the restaurant.
Hey, listen.
No, just walking in. You're gonna get arrested just walking into the building.
You think
Stand by, using the force as a premonition. You think that's exactly what would happen.
Stand by. They're running a shadow company. You think they won't be able to keep guises at this point?
Yes.
Yes, actually.
Stand
Considering
by.
Doc just... Considering he opened with Doc's organs.
Listen, Standbot. He's not playing with the full deck, but he gets what he needs to get done, alright?
You know, I'll be right back, and I go to the I go to like one of the nearest. Do they have police stations in Star Wars? Are they technically something else?
Post? I don't know, something like that.
Probably have some law enforcement, let's be
I mean,
real.
they have something, yeah, but like I don't know what it technically
No,
is.
this won't be the first time.
Yeah, and Talon's worked with them before, so he's gonna kind of make his way over and see if he can search up any bounties for someone named Doc.
Yeah, I'm gonna go put it.
And along with the other names that Kuna, what are the names of them all?
What was that?
What are all the names?
You think Nick remembers that?
You think I remember it? It's been a while. Okay?
Can you write them into the chat?
Yeah, hold up. Hey, Alex.
Yeah.
Kuma's remembering the names of his associates right now.
It's all right, Nick. I feel you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sure.
Nick, I think in Pathfinder, the good punishment is just gonna be taking items away from you.
Oh yeah, no, it is. Just be like, oh, you don't remember it.
Useful information. I can put it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I need to scroll back up to that part. The syndicate section. There we go.
Nice. All right. Name drop me.
I'm gonna go up and talk to the hostess. Is there a rear entrance, perhaps?
We do have a back entrance that the staff comes in through. Why would you need to use that?
Just curious.
We do. Will you be needing to use it?
Perhaps the party may have some, celebrities. wouldn't want to cause a scene in front of the restaurant.
Of course, I believe I can arrange that. What time do you think they'd be arriving?
Hey, what time's our reservation? And
Hey, I'm working on it.
wait, but that's who I'm talking to. We're talking.
I thought I was talking to someone else. I flagged someone.
You're talking to the receptionist.
Yeah, that's who I'm talking to.
That's who Talon brought you to.
Oh, I thought I was seeking someone out on my own fruition. All right,
Oh.
never mind. All right, to the receptionist then. After sorry, Kunas were calling right now.
He's just kind of like on the comm link, like, when, like after he's coming in after after telling me.
Oh yeah, I know them all. I never forgot. How could I ever forget them?
Right.
Seriously,
So yeah,
it's so not bad.
Talon's going to the nearest police station or like bounty board or whatnot. And he's gonna look up their names.
Yeah, Doc.
In fact, what's the name of your
I
organization?
That name's gonna kill me. And Jacqueline.
Is it the
Jacqueline.
Runners, or is the Runners
Yeah,
just a subset?
Yep.
Runner's a subset.
Okay, yeah. What's the name of the actual organization?
I don't know, ask Nick that.
Come on, Nick. What's the name of the actual organization?
We don't do names. Call it the Syndicate.
Is that a joke?
No, a name is something you can trace.
Okay.
Yeah, and each of the 5 has their own kind of running subunit.
Hang on. Is Demetra the guy who was the demon Deveronian guy?
No, I could not. So, you see, the issue is, when you have Google Docs that number in the hundreds of pages, it's hard to find information.
You know, you probably could have gone to
I
like.
could not fucking find his name.
You probably
But
could have
his
gone to
one
like
is the last one.
the 4th video.
His is the last one. But
I
yeah,
could probably
so,
figure out his name if you want me to figure it out for you.
Oh,
Alright,
sure,
so
but for now it's just call him Jay, I guess.
Okay.
Let's go with Space Saturday. So whatever Space Saturday is, let's go with Space Saturday.
what?
The beginning of the weekend, and we should do it at it's gotta be night. It's gotta be night dining. What's a classic night dining atmosphere?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. All right.
Right. So how's Talon's search to see what the bounty situation is on these guys?
You search the database, and there's nothing on Moldov. In fact, he seems pretty much like he doesn't exist. Actually, Killian is wanted for a lot. He is wanted for cheating in gambling tournaments, like just outright cheating and stealing money. He is wanted for like armed robberies and assassinations.
Yeah.
Despite
Okay.
his young age of 12.
These are some pretty bad things, but at least at
Um,
least it's not the owner of a Rancor establishment. Let's see what else we got here.
Demtra, she has one of the longest lists of crimes that you have ever seen. If it's a crime, if it's illegal, she's probably done it.
What's the bounty? What's the bounty on each of these
bounty?
ones? Yeah, a hut is like 100,000.
Okay, then she'd probably be like a 70.
70,000?
Killian's like a 15. Like he
Okay.
hasn't done like anything horrendous. He's just associated with a lot of things. Doc is not wanted, but you see he has a long criminal record, very long.
He's had a while.
What's the other guy?
And Jake John, he's had a couple of minor
Oh,
things.
so
It
okay.
actually looks like, based on his criminal record, it seems like he probably actually runs legit business, just under a sketchy organization.
All right. 70K, that's pretty solid. You know, I'd feel bad screwing Kuna over, or Kuna's organization over.
Not a surefire way
Let's see.
All written.
What if he didn't know it was me? What if I had Bard get involved? Well, you're not with me. I'm the only one here.
Oh, I guess bounties would have last known locations, right?
Yeah, I guess. What do they say?
I think.
Moldov, I actually didn't really think of that one. I was kind of leaving that one up for Nick to kind of decide whatever the fuck he did. Really, the two biggest tie-ins were Jay and Doc. And Demstra, last known location, Mandalore.
That could be an issue. Okay. I'm gonna search one more name. Kuna Schultz.
Alright, so there's that. It comes up with him being, CIS. What was your actual command title? The Admiral?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, it gives that as kind of there is a bounty on him for that title, but it's been claimed.
By who?
IG Droid.
Oh, you mean the bounty has been claimed, not the... Okay. What's the price of the bounty?
80K.
Huh.
I'm thinking about how many credits are all gathered.
That's not what I'm thinking of. I'm trying to debate what I should do here.
How can I capitalize on this?
Listen, he doesn't he'd feel bad about doing it to Kuna, right? So because Kuna is still just a general, so he doesn't really view that as that bad. But Talon really hates criminals.
Plus,
what's
you're kind of saving a galaxy with the guy.
Well, I mean, I already have the guy though. I don't need his organization.
It might be helpful, but I'm not here to say that. So.
I can get fobs, can't I? The one episode of Mandalore that the Mandalorian you made me watch, all those people had those detection fobs.
Yes.
So could I get one of those for each of them?
I don't know if that's possible to just get.
Well, I don't know how the fuck they got.
You would have to know someone in order to get one of those.
I figured it was linked to the bounty.
Right, but I think at least in the Mandalorian, it's like an organization, and you have to be part of that guild, and then you can get a bounty fob that sometimes they only give a limited amount to.
You say as the first bounty fob had every single person in the guild.
Right, because they wanted the child that badly. They didn't want any oversights.
Talon's gonna leave a footnote in the back of his head about the 15k and 70k. And about Demetra being on Mandalore. He doesn't like that.
Well, they're all gonna be here soon enough.
Oh,
So,
right. I just
unless you
remembered the
guys
whole
wanna
reason.
do other specific things, we can fast forward to Space Saturday.
So,
I'm gonna be planning the events of Space Saturday, just in case something wrong happens.
So where's Kuna gonna stay? Because I'm assuming me and Talon, like everyone else, can probably stay in the temple, but having Kuna there is probably not a good plan.
Oh yeah. Actually, no. Young Talon doesn't live in a temple, right?
no, he doesn't. He pretty much He effectively sleeps in the day and then trains with Bard at the night for the most part.
Yeah.
Because I mean that's yeah. I don't think I ever specifically said that. I have like a locker somewhere, I think. But I mean I'm not really gonna use his locker. Though Talon, I guess what Talon will probably do is he'll probably hang out around I don't even remember what I fucking called it, but it was it was the garden that him and the other barbell would meet at, and he's just gonna kind of like keep an eye on them.
I'm assuming you're
Okay.
invisible.
I mean, I could be invisible, or I could probably just be sitting up on a rampart somewhere. I mean, I feel like it'd be pretty easy to just avoid them, but just keep an eye on them. Remembering when he wasn't horrifically traumatized.
Kuna could probably use connections to stay somewhere, or he could just stay in the temple.
Okay, as long as they're fun with that.
I mean, I could use connections. Plus, I'm gonna have to. I'm setting this up, so I'm gonna have to oversee it. So I gotta. In case we need a back door, I need a back door.
I already set up the backdoor arrival, remember?
No. I mean, like, the NYPD show up. I need a
Backdoor arrival.
This wouldn't have been my first rodeo, having a bunch of illegal criminals all together. So I'm gonna have to make sure we can leave if we need to leave in a hurry. So I'm gonna prepare for that and probably get my own room somewhere.
All right, Talon keels over dead.
Oh, you guys are allowed to make fun of my just using climax as referring to the like generic story term and make fun of that, but I can't make fun of Spencer talking about going through the back door,
That was Kuna.
or whichever one of you said it.
I thought it started with I don't know. Hey,
I mean, you're allowed to.
you're allowed to. We're all having that night tonight, okay?
Look, I acknowledge my biases.
We're all having that Saturday 7 p.m. night, space night,
Space night.
It is currently Space Saturday at 6:54 p.m., okay?
All right, so you guys do some training, walking around, kind of reveling in something that's familiar for the first time in a very long time.
Can I help train young Talon? I want to help train young Talon.
No.
Why?
See, in my backstory, you could by all means probably do it, but the issue is we weren't here before it started. The thing is, I purposefully left whoever the fuck Bard is to be completely ambiguous. He's just some random dude who, I mean, he's a Jedi Sentinel, but he's so good at what that he's pretty much no one can identify him. He's like a completely indistinguishable person who's teaching Talon to be a Jedi Sentinel and stuff. So if we had gotten here before Talon started his training, by all means you could have been Bard, because I purposefully left it open-ended so Alex could do whatever the fuck he wanted with him. But
right, and kind of the way I was going with Bard is I figured you would train yourself.
Yeah, the thing is, I didn't make him a barbell for that specific reason, because I didn't want to be training. Well, I didn't know we'd be doing time travel, right? But I certainly didn't expect another barbell to be training. So I'd say it's safe to assume he's human or mostly human looking. I'll be right back.